Black Widow's a great name for a spy. It's also a good name for a woman that, like, marries rich older men and then disposes of them for their money. Either way. So welcome to another episode of Blast Arcaded Painting. Today we're going to be painting Black Widow from Marvel Crisis Protocol from the new Earth's Mightiest core set. It's a really cool miniature. It's the one that I saw and went, oh, I really want to paint that first. Dynamic pose, awesome. So let's do it. So first thing we're going to do is give this miniature a spray of white all over. Then we're going to take some gray from the Vallejo Model Air line here, and this is going to go all over her bodysuit. So any of those spots that we want to be black, it's going all over there. So we're avoiding her skin, her hair, her belt, and her wrist bracers. And sometimes when we're brushing on this Model Air color, it can be a little thin. So just do 2 coats if you need to, or fix up any spots you need to. Next, we're going to grab some salmon here, and this is going over any of the parts that we want skin. So her hands, her face, and her neck. These AK interactive colors are really nice. You usually only need 1 coat. And any spots that we get on the gray that we did, we can just go back and fix those up with a little bit more gray. Next, we're going to take some volcanic yellow here, and this is going all over her belt and her wrist guards. And yellow is notoriously a difficult color to paint, but again, these AK interactive paints go right on 1 coat. We don't have to worry about it. We're going to ignore the Ultron drone in this video because I did a video on Ultron and his drones, and I will put a link in the description below to that if you want to check out how I did that. Next, we're going to take some dwarf skin, and we're going to put this all over her hair. Now, we know what you're thinking. It's a skin color. Why would we put it on her hair? Because for whatever reason, the Vallejo dwarf skin is very orange. And with what we're going to do after, it works out really well. Next, we're going to take some Reichland flesh shade, and this is going to go all over her flesh. So her face and her hands, and we are also going to put this all over her hair as well. I do apologize for some of the focus in these clips. I don't know. I wasn't paying attention. Next, we'll take some Fugan orange here, and this is going all over her belt and her wrist guards. We're going to take some black homemade wash here. This is just black ink, acrylic medium, water, and a little flow improver, and this is going all over that gray that we did. And as homemade washes go, it actually works better than the GW stuff, the Nuln Oil. At least the old Nuln Oil. I like it a lot more. Now we're going to take some Tiamat orange and some dead white, and we are going to thin that down, and this is going on her hair. So this is our first layer up of that hair. So we don't want to go anywhere near the recesses. We want to keep that Reichland flesh shade kind of in those cracks, and we're just going to start bringing up that color. We're going to add a little bit more white in there and do a second highlight up on that hair. Now we're going to take our salmon and we're going to do our first highlight up on her face and her hands. So all the raised areas, you want to get her nose, the top of her cheeks, her chin, and her forehead. Just like we just did with the hair, we want to stay away from the recesses. Now we're going to add in some pale flesh here, and we're going to do a second highlight up on all of that flesh that we just did. So we're staying away from the recesses as usual, and we're also pulling in our color from what we just did. So we want to go over that salmon, but we don't want to go over all the salmon. And spots like her fingers can be a little tricky, so if you make a mistake, just go over with a little bit of that Reichland flesh shade and fix it. Now we're going to take some volcanic yellow, we're going back to that, and we're going to start highlighting up her belt and her wrist guards. So all those raised areas, same thing we just did with the face and the hair, That's the name of the game here. We're just layering up and highlighting areas. I'm going to switch over to yellow, and we're going to do one last highlight up on all of that volcanic yellow we just did. So, same thing. Go through, take your time, and you can go back and fix anything you need with that fuchsin orange and the volcanic yellow. Next, we're going to take some of that gray, we're going to add in a little bit of white here, and we're just going to start highlighting up her bodysuit. So, again, same idea. We're just going to go through and take our time, leave the recesses, and leave a little bit of that original gray color. And we will add in a little bit more white here and do another and final layer highlight up. We're going to take some cobalt metal and put this on our batons. I'll put a link in the description below to how I do my Marvel Crisis Protocol bases. I'm going to dot in her eyes with a little bit of white, and she is done. And here she is, all finished up, fighting those Ultron drones here. This was a super fun miniature to paint, super easy. Didn't take too long, and a really great pose. What do you guys think? Super cool miniature, right? I love that she's fighting that Ultron drone, and she's basically suspended on the base from that, and there's not a lot of wobble in it, which is great. Do you guys know of any good runs of Black Widow comics? I don't really know that much about the character, I just really loved this miniature. But if you do know some comics, please let me know in the comments below. I would love to know. Either way, thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, all the YouTube stuff, and you guys have a great day. Then we're going to take some gray from the Vallejo. Wow, Vallejo. We're going to ignore the Ultron drone for this video. If you guys want to see how I painted that, I will put a link in the description below to my How I Painted the Ultron Drones video. That's barely English.